What's going on, everybody? Cheers. Happy Wednesday, or whatever day it is when you're watching or listening to this. Welcome to the With Her Two Hands podcast, where each week we celebrate the women who build, fix, and make things with their own two hands. My name is Bogey. I am your host for this series. I am a master auto mechanic by trade, but I am all about celebrating women in all of the hands-on trades. And this series has celebrated women, plumbers, construction workers, electricians, welders, fabricators, painters, mechanics, diesel techs, airplane techs, you name it. We've had a woman working in one of these incredibly male-dominated fields on this series. So make sure if you're new here, you go check out some of the past episodes and hear some of the incredible stories of these absolutely amazing women making waves in these male-dominated trades. Now, tonight, I am very excited because we have an incredibly powerful woman who's going to be joining us. Her name is Judaline Cassidy, and she has been kind of breaking barriers as a union plumber for the last 25 years in New York City. She's a force to be reckoned with, and she is also the founder of Tools Tiaras, which is a nonprofit with the mission of getting tools in young girls' hands and showing them that careers do not have gender. So my type of lady, she is killing it. But before we jump in, I want to thank you guys for all tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been coming around for a while, thanks for tuning back in. As always, you can always catch a new episode Wednesday evenings or Monday nights. You can also catch an archived episode from this series' past life as Trades Lady Happy Hour. And you can, of course, listen anytime, anywhere you get your podcast. Now, a quick thank you to our sponsors. This episode is brought to you in part by the National Institute for Automotive Service Excellence. And you're probably familiar with ASE for their technician certification program and their Blue Seal shop program, but you might not know about all of the work they do behind the scenes to help advance and further the industry. One of those things they do is through the ASE Education Foundation. Now, we all know there's a technician deficit, and often when you talk to shop owners and they complain about not being able to find techs, somebody is bound to say, well, just partner with one of your local trade schools and bring in apprentices there. But that's easier said than done. So the ASE Education Foundation has put together an Adopt a School toolkit, which makes that whole process a whole lot easier and gives you a step-by-step guide on how you can do this, making it easier for shops to connect with the technicians of the future. So for more information, make sure you go check out ASE Education Foundation. I will have the link in the bio or in the description down below. Definitely go check them out. And this week's episode is also brought to you in part by CRC Industries. Now, in addition to being the name behind the products that both professionals and hobbyists depend on every day, like Brake Clean and Stay Lube and Smart Washer, EvapoRust, and so many others, CRC actively gives back to the industry and invests in the future through initiatives like the Build for the Future Scholarship. If you follow me on social media, you know that I've been working on a 2006 GTO along with NHRA world champion drag racer Clay Milliken and Jeff Lutz of the popular TV show Street Outlaws. But this is not just any GTO, guys. CRC has partnered with one of my favorite nonprofits, the Tech Force Foundation, and they are going to be auctioning off this build. It is going to fund 10 scholarships to help 10 students build their career in the automotive industry. And because CRC is such a huge supporter of women in the trades, they have set aside 3 of those scholarships specifically to go to female students. So now we're talking. I'm all about it. For more information about the build, you can go to buildforthefuture.com. There will be a link down in the description for that as well. Definitely go check it out. And of course, you can check out more from Clay Milliken and Jeff Lutz on their social media pages and YouTube channels as well. But enough of me rambling. We've got an amazing guest, as I said tonight. Now, full disclosure, This is a pre-recorded session. Miss Judaline Cassidy is an incredibly busy person. I thought I had a crazy schedule. She blows me out of the water, and there was just no way to get her on live on a Wednesday evening. So we pre-recorded this. So in a few moments, you're going to see my background and my appearance and everything change. And we're going to be transported to this pre-recorded session. But I know you guys are going to enjoy it. Make sure you stay through to the end. Judaline is incredibly inspiring, and I'm really excited for you to meet her. So here we go. And there she is. Hello.
Hello, it's nice to actually meet you in video, I would say person.
I know. I know. I would love to meet you in person, but oh my gosh, I have been like social stalking you for years now. I am so impressed with you. Everything that you've done. We are going to dive into everything that you're doing currently, but before we go there, introduce yourself to the fine folks at home, and then I want to dig into your past a little bit and how you got to where you're at. So tell everybody
My
who
name
you
is
are.
Judaline Cassidy. I am the feminist plumber. I am the CVO, the Chief Visionary Officer of Tools Tiaras, which is our nonprofit organization, and tradeswoman.
And total boss. I she she downplays it so much, guys. She's like, yeah,
Oh no, no,
humility at
no!
its finest
Those are
right
the
here.
those are the two that I love. I love being the plumber. I love being the CVO, and then all the others are just like they're just little like creme de la creme. They're just little extra.
Uh,
But I just love being a plumber, so
I love
that's
it.
why I always make sure that's included.
Yes, absolutely. And now you're originally from Trinidad and Tobago,
Yes.
right? Which
I
one or
am
both?
well. You have to say them together. It's like salt. It's
Oh,
like salt and
okay.
pepper. Trinidad and
Okay.
Tobago, but I was born on the island of Trinidad. But they're twin. They're twin
Okay.
island. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, you got into the trades in Trinidad, not once you came to the States, right? So you've been in the trades for a
Long
long
time.
time.
Yes, I started my plumbing career in Trinidad and Tobago in a trade school there, and I migrated to the United States. But I didn't get back into plumbing right away. I was a housekeeper and nanny. I did other things, yeah, before I got into plumbing and then eventually get into the union. So it was like a couple steps.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Interesting. I'm very curious about that, but before we get to that, like you you were originally going to be a
I
lawyer,
wanted
right?
to be that.
I did
That's so awesome.
too.
Isn't it great? Like I love debating and I love wanting to fight for injustice. So I was gonna be this lawyer that traveled around the world. I didn't know what it was, but in my mind, from watching Perry Mason and Nancy Drew and all of those things, like I was so fascinated. Still am with law. I wanted to have a law and order degree, which that's what I have now. But yeah, I
Oh,
really wanted to be a lawyer originally.
I love it. It's so interesting. Like we have very different backgrounds and yet so much similarity. Like I similarly wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to go like fight the good fight, particularly for
Yeah.
women, and then decided that I could do that through the trades as well. And it sounds like that's really kind of the direction that you took was like, here's another place where I could make a big impact as a woman in a super male dominated field. Is that one of the drivers for getting into the trades, or like what made you want to do
No,
it?
it was out of necessity. Not being able
Okay.
to attend law school, university to study law, the trades was the next best free option. So it was more like it's a free option. I'm gonna try this. And the minute that I tried it, I fell in love with it, and I haven't looked back. But no, it wasn't like
Nice.
I want to go out there and be a barrier breaking woman and kick the doors down with my boots. No, 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 no. It was all pure driven by um, it was a free option and something that I could make money at to take care of myself. So that
Mhm.
was the driving force. The love and the passion and all of that came afterwards. Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I fell in love with automotive after the fact.
Yeah.
Like I got into it for various reasons, and then I didn't know I was going to love
Yeah.
it so much, and then yeah, became super
Yeah.
passionate about it. But so you wanted to be a lawyer, then you got into plumbing, then you come to the United States and you are a housekeeper and then get back to plumbing. That is quite the path. Was it challenging to get into plumbing again in the US
Yeah.
because of like what was the
Well,
challenge there?
when a lot of people, a lot of American, not everybody, we hear stuff about immigrants. When you come, you don't automatically get a job or have legal right to work and different things. So you have to take different pathways. But my neighbor remembered that I had told him I lived in Staten Island, New York, that I went to trade school, and he was part of something called a coalition where black African people, African American people would try to get onto job sites because communities were being built in their neighborhoods, buildings, all these different things, and they wasn't part of the economic growth or even getting some of those dollars. So they would go and demand work. And I guess my neighbor remembered I was a plumber. He told the guy that he had a plumber, but did not tell him it was a woman. So when I showed up, it was quite the sight, let's just say. All the men are looking like who this little person is. No way she's the plumber. So it's a beautiful tale of girl arrives on job site. Nobody's expecting her. She pushes her seat down in her Jeep. She goes from being looking like she was 5'4" to like 4 feet. And then she gets out of the car and she's even smaller than we thought she is. And she's walking down to the construction site and she says, "Here I am, I'm the plumber." Yeah, that was quite a fiasco. Not yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah. It was.
love it. Are you really only four
I'm
foot
4 feet now.
something?
Well, I'm 5 feet exactly, but when I'm in my
Okay.
truck, it doesn't matter what car that I have. I jack my seat up because I love cars. So I would definitely would. I love. I don't have a house anymore, but I tuned up my own car, oil change, stabilizing bar, all of that.
Nice.
I taught my daughter how to do it too. So I would have loved doing cars in my next life, but I just look so tall, like in the car, because
Right.
the seat is jacked to the max, and then I put a cushion. So when you see this person like push this button and they're just going down and down and down, down, and then I come out, it's quite you know the sight. So I'm 4 feet 11
I
and 7/8.
I I love it. I love it. I am short as well. I have a similar. I'm only five
You are
two.
you wait
So I've
you
got a
taller
couple
than me,
of
girl.
I got a
You
couple of
got
inches on
it.
you. I know, got a couple of
Yes,
inches.
yes.
But that's even more fun. I don't know. I from the smile on your face and the way you tell that story, I get the sense that you get a little bit of enjoyment out of that
Yeah,
shock
I do.
factor
I
when
do. But you know the thing about it, I think I achieve a lot of things in my life because, and I hear this daily from the brothers on the job site. For the last 20 years, I don't know how small I'm. I mean, I know I'm 5, but I really don't see myself like that. I actually see myself as a 6'2" guy, and I carry myself like that. Like and they all have to remind me.
I
They're
love
like,
that.
"Do you know how small you are?" And I don't see that.
I feel you because inside my mind, I am much taller. And then it's not until I see photos of myself next to other people and I'm like, were they standing on something? Why are they so tall? Like, no,
Yeah,
I'm just
I
short.
see it when I'm walking in the street and I see somebody who I think that I'm taller than, and I point out to the guys when we walk into the train station or the job, walking around it, I'm like, "I'm taller than her," and they give me the look of like
No, you're
disbelief,
not.
like, "No, you're not taller than her. You're actually." So when I'm looking at that person and they say she's or that person is so much shorter than me, I thinking they're so much shorter than me, and they're like, "No, she's actually taller than you." So I just think I'm glad that
I love it.
I'm delusional about my height, so I could achieve.
Right? Well, small but
So right,
mighty. Small but
so
mighty.
I could achieve amazing things because of that. Yeah, 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 definitely. Mhm.
I love it. What made you come to the States back when you immigrated here?
Opportunity. I got married, and my husband at that time wanted to just like have a different start, and we just like let's just do this, and we did it. I just have to move for 1 second. I forgot something. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Uh
travel, you get to
oh.
see my spot. So we
No.
we came and we he wanted, he was a police officer in Trinidad and Tobago. He
Okay.
was like a constable, and his whole family were police officers. And I think he didn't want to do that anymore, so he wanted to try something totally different. And
Yeah.
we decided to come, and I have no regrets because
Okay.
everything I've ever achieved is in this country. Being a plumber, it's my home. TNT is my birthplace, but here's my home, and if I have to go back, I'll go back. But yeah, I like it here because I've achieved like a couple things.
I
So
love it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Now you've been a plumber for
Yeah, let's just stop at
25
that number.
some
Do
odd
not go
years.
higher than that, and then
Okay.
tell people my age.
Fair enough.
Okay, let's keep that a secret.
Fair
Yes.
enough. Fair enough. I'm 23 years as a mechanic, and
Wow.
I'm like, God, how am I old enough for
Wow.
that?
And you still love it the way you did from the beginning?
There's
Yeah, like anything
days.
else.
There's days. But I'm curious because so automotive and plumbing are obviously two very different industries, but have a lot of
Right.
similarities, both incredibly male dominated. And you've been in it for as long as I have, a little longer. Um, and I feel like there were far fewer women then. Have you noticed a big change from when you first got in to
Oh yeah,
now?
you're absolutely right, sister. When I started, I used to be the only woman on the whole job site, not just the only plumber, but the only woman on the
Yeah,
job site. And I think it's changed, and I think it's changing for the better. I see more women on the job site in all different trades. I see them now in leadership. I see women being forewomen. I wish I had the opportunity. Some of them being supervisors. So it's changing
right.
for the better, but it could be a
Yeah,
lot faster um, if we really truly embrace the idea that these jobs don't have genders and women can do them. I think it'll be great for our industries. I think so.
I 100%, and we have such a deficit of tradespeople, and yet we have 50%
Mm,
plus of the population that generally gets
yeah.
overlooked. So we're seeing more women. Are you seeing the attitudes towards women starting to change
Yes.
within the field? So
I,
you're
I I see it.
received a
I
little
see it
differently
now. I
now?
see a lot of the guys, like when I started, I would get on a job site and nobody would speak to you. Absolutely no one. And they will tell you things like, I know you probably go home and do dishes, or you are so pretty. Why aren't you doing something else, working in an office? But I think it's really changing. And I think the younger generation, they starting to grow up seeing women in these roles. So the attitudes are changing. They might, some of the attitudes are changing, other things still need to change, like giving the woman the same opportunity to learn the craft is huge. And I think that's where it's
Mhm.
lacking, why women come in and leave, because they're not getting a chance to actually work with the tools like the men. So I think that would be oh, awesome if they start doing that. But it's definitely changed a lot. Trust me. I haven't
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
go do something else in a long, long, long time. You're so pretty.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
you're so
good.
pretty. Why don't working in an office, or working somewhere? No, I don't hear it anymore. So that's good.
That's fantastic. How was it in those early days for you? I mean, you were doing this initially out of just needing to find a career and something that would
Yeah.
pay
Hmm.
you. You fell in love with it after the fact, but like I find a lot of times like it's the love and the passion for it that keeps us going through the
Yes.
crap. How did you get through the crap? I mean,
Yeah.
25 years ago, that must have been a totally different world, and I can only imagine in Trinidad and Tobago, it maybe even more gendered in views
Yeah,
of
I didn't
jobs.
experience as much in Trinidad because I went to school. I went to
Interesting.
school and learned the
Okay.
craft, like going to trade school almost in Trinidad. And when I came here is where I
Okay.
worked on a job site. So I experienced a lot of negativity and stuff like that. But in my mind, right? And I know you have done it too. I felt like I could not let the boys have all the fun and make all that money. Why? I'd be insane to leave. So,
I
so
love
the
it.
days, I'm telling you, there was
That's
rough days.
great.
There was days I wanted to quit. There was many times I wanted to walk away, but I had different mottos that I kept to myself, like to keep going,
Mm.
and a lot of it had to do with the money, the access to that salary for an immigrant woman who doesn't have a college degree is unheard of, right? So, and
Yeah.
then I think what also keep me going, like what you said, I really love it. I'm in love with plumbing. I love being a plumber. Other people who might be plumbers and look down on their trades and wish there was something else. I haven't wished to be another trade except, like I said, I wanted to be a lawyer, but I see what I do as so essential to the fabric, the core of the nation, the world. Like, huh, you need me.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
So definitely, you have to go deeper in and say to yourself, what is would be my driving force? So for me was the access to the money. And even there's days that the elements were horrendous. Girl, remember, girl, I'm from the island, surrounded by water.
Yeah.
So I am from a warm place. It's 70 degrees. We are wearing jackets, okay? We might have to light a fire. So so I
Right. And then you go
can't
to
go
New
to
York.
physical work. So you have to find deep within you the something that could keep you going when the days get rough. And for me, anybody listening to us, it doesn't matter. It's only in construction. Every job that you do, there's going to be days that it's just going to be rough. So sometimes I say this to apprentices or people that I work with. Some days with a statue and some days with a pigeon. Like this is life. So let's just figure this out. Like today, which one are you today? And more likely, a lot of days you're going to be the pigeon. You know.
I love
So
that.
the
I
other
love
days,
that.
so that you have to find it. And I think truly, truly is the love of it, like you said, and that access to that money was my driving force.
Yeah. You said you had some mottos that you would say to kind of keep yourself going in the bad days. Do you remember any of those
Yeah,
mottos? Do you mind sharing them?
like sometimes, if I get turned down from a job, I would say to myself, "Today's no is tomorrow's yes." Um, that was one of them. If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. So I always love my
Mhm.
craft for that. And one of the ones with the money, I would say, "Don't let anyone mess with your dead presidents." That was the main one. Not with my dead president today.
I love
So that kept me going.
it.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. So I'm curious, have you always been this fiery spirit that you are that's like, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do the things, I'm gonna make it happen no matter what. I don't care what anybody else says. Or did that come later in
I
life?
think it
Did
was
that
always there. I think we are born with it, and we just need something to ignite that spark. So, as much as
Mm.
I'm a warrior, I'm also like an introvert at the same time. And you within yourself, I think from a little girl, as you asking me that question, I remember wanting to be like being in Trinidad and want to push back on the narrative that girls do housework and boys get to go outside and do boy things. Like I just something it didn't sit well with me since I was a little
Yeah.
girl. So I think it just
Yeah.
I think just being that, and but it's not like I actually sit here and said, "Oh, today I'm going to be a warrior or a woman champion." It's not like that.
Right.
It's just in my mind I set goals for myself, and if I started something, I kind of like want to finish it. I hate quitting anything, so even though sometimes you need to quit certain things and it's just not working out, it takes me a while. But no, I think it's something that you're born with, and you just need um, different things that sparks that fire within different people that just make you go. But I just remember being clearly really upset that the idea that girls do housework was not well with
Yeah.
me. I think from a young age,
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
How was your family? Did they push back on that or were they supportive of that? Like were they supportive of your fiery spirit and were they excited when you decided to go learn the plumbing trade or was it like, What the heck
No, well,
are
I
you
didn't have any
doing?
pushback from family because I didn't grow up with my
That's good.
mother or father. So I think I didn't have anybody
Okay.
to say to me that you can't do, or you can or you cannot do something. So I think that was an advantage. So
Mhm.
I didn't have nobody in my ear telling me I couldn't do this. I really didn't. It was just like in my mind is whatever I wanted to achieve, I can strive for it. So no, nobody gave me pushback of
Mm.
like, why are you going to plumbing school?
I
It
love
was
it.
just different for me. I mean,
I
I
love
get
it.
more pushback in in when I started of like people or like that. But now it's like so cool when people find out, like boys or girls or women or even a guy. Just now when I was working out in the gym before I came here, and he said, and I told him one, he's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool." So it's actually a lot of people think it's so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't have any pushback. It was just me. Yeah,
That's
it was just
awesome.
me determined to do it.
I I love your energy and I love your positivity about
Mm.
everything. It's just it's inspiring. Although I know there's probably days where it's not as easy to tap into that
Yeah,
positivity.
there's days. Yeah,
Howdy.
everybody's got to know there's gonna be days. Like there's gonna, Mama
Yeah.
said there gonna be days like this. There's gonna be, and
Mhm.
I think I know. I shouldn't say I think. I know that as a person, a being, I feel like me finding gratitude helps. So like even
Mm,
though it might be difficult, like let's say you have a car and you have a truck and one of them is not working, you might be so upset, but you still have a car and a truck. See what I'm saying? Somebody don't have that option. And even sometimes
yeah.
having to fix that car or truck, somebody might have to wait 4 months, 5 months, a year to fix
Right.
it. You have the ability to either you, with your, with your mad skills you got, could fix it yourself. Me, I will have the financial means to do it. So for me, I think
Right.
what helps me on those is gratitude, like gratitude that I still have so much more than others. Like I say to myself, all that I need, I have all that I need, right?
I
So
love that.
it keeps me
And
grounded in that sense, like just being real.
yeah.
Gratitude, everything starts with gratitude. Trust me,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard. Anybody listening to us, I don't want to make you sound like, oh my gosh, I'm always there like in some nirvana and this where. No, it's not easy. You think I have to go deep to tell myself that, right? But if you
Right.
consciously think of that in your life as a daily, it will make it easy when those
Yeah.
difficult days come. Gratitude. Yeah.
Totally. Totally. I love that. I remember somebody saying once, and I love it, is that like motivation and self-growth and all of that, like it's like showering. It's something you have to do
Yeah.
every day. It's not like one day you wake up and all of your problems are solved and you have mental clarity and you're zen. It's a
It's a practice.
practice and it's practicing gratitude. It's practicing finding the silver
Yeah.
lining. And that's an everyday
Yeah.
thing and it's not
It's
always
not.
easy for
I
sure.
remember one year we had camp, a virtual, because during COVID we did virtual camp, and and this happens to me still. So if you're listening to me, as much as that's superhero that I know that I am, and warrior that I know that I am, I still have doubts. So there was one day we had the camp. It was successful. I went, and I go in the shower. It was a Friday. Remember, Kelly, I took the shower, I came out, and I'm talking to God, and I'm like, am I doing enough? Did I make any
Mm.
impact in the girls' lives? Because I always, that's my mission, and
Mhm.
my why is the girls. And I'm like, I'm in tears. Like, am I doing enough? And I'm talking to God about it.
Yeah.
And something just, I know, I suck it up, I dry up the tears, put on my big girls, you know, undie. And I come out and something says, look at this email. And I open up this email, and one of the moms sends me a picture of this young girl, Sky. Sky was definitely an introvert. So we know each other. She wouldn't talk much in camp or anything like that. But her mom sent me the picture of her with a helmet on that I sent for them, the safety glasses and the t-shirt, dancing. And this is the first time I see her smiling. Says it was a game changer for her daughter.
Mm.
So I'm saying all of that to say that it doesn't matter. You could just have a successful camp. You could just win the Indy 500, win the NBA game.
Right.
Like you don't know. Nobody knows those moments when somebody's like that. But I think
Yeah.
what separates a lot of people is that the fact that they can then let that go and know it's just a feeling. It will pass. I will be fine.
That is so beautifully stated. And thank you for sharing that, because I think it is so important. I think so many of us, it's easy in social media days to look and see, like, look at all these successful women and or successful
Yeah.
people, and feel like maybe you're not at that level, or doubt yourself, or self-criticize. And I think you and I are cut from the same cloth in a lot of ways. Like, it never feels like enough.
Yes.
It just never feels like enough. And it's, no matter how successful you are, I think it's important for people to hear that we're all human and we all have those self-doubts, and the question is, do you let that stop you,
Yeah.
or do you keep going
You
anyway?
keep going anyway.
Yeah,
That's what you
yeah,
do. Because
exactly.
in
Yeah,
movement is when everything happens. If you stay still and you stay in those moments of, like, people tell me I can't be auto technician, somebody tells me, I can't be a plumber. If we stayed in that, we wouldn't be here talking. You wouldn't have your Instagram page.
yeah,
I wouldn't be, the feminist plumber, right?
yeah,
So just
yeah,
trust us. All of us are just human beings. We're just beings here on this earth, trying to
absolutely.
do what the universe sent us to do, because we all have a purpose and we all have a mission. It's for
Hmm.
you to just take that moment and know what is your mission, and just go after it. That's it. Just go after it.
I love it.
Even when everybody doubts you. I remember when I started Tools and Tiaras, and I told people the name, because it was in a speech that I gave, and people was like, somebody was like, "Oh, I don't like the name. What is Tools with Tiaras? Oh my god, oh my god, yeah, whatever, whatever." I just ignored them because I knew it wasn't from me. And now every time
Right.
I do an interview or I meet people, they always say, "Oh my gosh, I love the name of that organization." So if I'd listen to those people and, like, "Oh, let me change it. Maybe tools and technology, maybe tools and temperament, whatever." No, just stick with what you want to do and believe in it. Because I realize that you cannot tell or sell a product, sell yourself, if you don't believe in it. So it starts with you.
Mm,
Yeah.
amen. Absolutely. So that is a perfect segue. So when did you know that this was really your mission? You were a plumber in the
Yeah.
union. You're kicking butt. You're stacking those dead presidents. Um, when when did that shift for you and say, like, I want to do something different. I want to do something in addition to what I'm doing for work, and I want to do something to inspire and promote other
Yeah.
women. Where did that
I
happen
think
for
the
you?
fact that I grew up in a church, um, with my great grandmother, I was always, like, I'll say, an activist. I would say I always want to help the community. I'm always doing so. I'm always the one. I'm down for the march. I was always doing that. But I was involved in something called the Women's Building. They were building here initially in New York, and I love Makers. It's a platform. If women, you could hear about it. It's an amazing platform where they show women that we should definitely know or tell their story. And I was telling them about the Women's Building, and they said, "No, no, 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 your story is so interesting. Like, being from Trinidad, getting into the union, being the first, being the only woman officer. No, no, we want to tell your story." It's like, "No, I want you to talk about the Women's Building." And I got invited to speak at this conference. And in the conference, I gave a speech and I said, "You should give a girl a tool and a tiara, which is given her confidence, independence, and power." And the moment I said that, the universe said to me, "That thing that you always wanted to do for girls, you
Mm.
have to do it." And I listened. I came back and I Googled how to start a nonprofit. So I always wanted to do something, because I figured that women came into the trades later on in life and they were already broken. They already heard all the stories about you can't. They're giving it a try, but not a 100. If it don't work out, I'm going to leave. What if we empower girls? Because when we were girls, we believed, like me, I wanted to be Wonder Woman. You believe you can be an astronaut. You have that and nobody could shake you. And as you
Yeah.
get to, like, around 10 and 11, all the images in society changes that. So I wanted to to groom and have a tribe of warriors, and I call them princess warriors, that they
Yes.
never lose that. So it doesn't matter what, even if
Yes.
some of them never become plumbers or auto technicians or sheet metal workers or electricians or
Yeah.
bricklayers, all the amazing trades that are out there, you could never take that power of her knowing that she has mastered tools. Never. So that's how
Yes.
it started. Just that conference and giving that speech and just wanting to make it a
Ah,
reality.
I love that. That is such an incredible story. And I love the mission that you're on because I think you're absolutely right, especially with girls like in that preteen years, and I think it's getting
Yeah.
younger now with social media and their exposure to stuff, but like their confidence gets so rattled. Like little girls when they're young, you're right, are like, woo, I can do
Yeah, bring it
anything.
on.
And then, yeah, and then puberty hits, preteen years hit,
Television,
and
the
all of
books.
the stuff.
So,
Yeah, and their confidence just
yeah.
plummets. So I love that you're targeting that particular age group. And I feel like you probably feel the same way. Like once I learned the trade of
Yeah.
fixing cars, other things became less
Yeah.
scary. So like I teach basic car care classes, but it's not because I want them to become
No.
mechanics. It's that I want them to know
Empowering.
that this thing that they thought was scary isn't
Yeah.
scary. Yes,
Knowledge. I
exactly.
would say
Exactly.
more
So I
like
love that you're
knowledge,
doing
right?
that.
Like to demystify.
Yes.
Like when you show somebody, like when I first learned how to, after getting robbed a couple times, that I could tune up my own
Oh
car.
wow.
Like what? That what? Yo, you could never tell me nothing anymore. I could do it. Oh, okay, I got that. Okay. And when I teach women how to change a flapper or install a toilet bowl or change a faucet, it's like boof. And now they tell me about all
Yes.
the other projects they start. It just snowballs into knowledge, into
Yes.
empowerment, into you can do it attitude with women. Yeah.
It's so powerful. I have to ask, so
Hmm.
TNT is
Yeah.
Tools and Tiaras, and it's also
I
Trinidad and
know.
Tobago. Was that on
No, that's what I'm
purpose?
telling you. I listened to the universe. The name came from the speech to give a girl a tool and a tiara. And then I
And a
just,
tiara.
that was the name of the organization. This is when I
I love
realized
it.
it stood for Trinidad and Tobago. I sense, so where I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, most island people or people who were owned by the British, we don't shorten names. So Michael is Michael. You never calling him Mike.
Oh,
We hardly ever
okay.
shorten names. So somebody, I sent an
Interesting.
email and they shortened Tools and Tiaras and put TNT. And then it hit me. I was like, wow, I didn't. So it was serendip. No, it wasn't planned. It was just,
Even more proof that it was a sign.
yeah,
I love it. That's amazing.
I really didn't name it that, but it's just so cool when they shorten that because like yeah, we don't shorten names. Your name is Matthew. Your name is Matthew. It's not Matt.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So I
Okay.
did
I
not
did not
shorten it,
know
and
that.
until somebody did that, then I realized it was TNT, just like Trinidad and Tobago, Tools and Tiaras. So
I
yeah,
love it. I love it. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't already follow this amazing woman, side note, everybody go follow her right now and follow everything that she does. I will have all of her links in the description and everything. But tell everybody what Tools and Tiaras is and what are some of the activities that you
yeah.
guys do because you do some
Yeah,
freaking
tools and
awesome
tiaras
stuff.
is what every mother or sometimes a dad wish they had when they were growing up. That's what they say. So tools and tiaras, we literally put tools in girls' hands. We take them to meet amazing women like yourself, right? Who are auto technicians, are pilots. We teach them plumbing, electrical, welding, bricklaying, sheet, like any program that I could think of in my head, and I could find a woman to teach it. That's what we teach the girls. Just think about it in that way. And then we don't only teach them the trades or different careers within the STEM and STEAM industry. We teach them about our tools programming, which is total ownership of life skills. We teach them finances, self defense, meditation, okay, public speaking. Listen, if you're creating warriors, they gotta be all rounded. So we do that, and we
Mm-hmm.
have like monthly workshops where not some months we have it depending on like what's happening with me, but we'll have amazing tradeswomen teach them different craft during, and then in
Nice.
the summertime we have an all girls summer camp for a week. So girls 6 to 14 come and we put tools in their hands and tell them build it, you can do this. And that's what we do. And we do other things for tradeswomen. We send them to like tradeswomen build nation conference. We do different events, but mostly our main thing is really the mission is, expose, inspire, mentor, and definitely teach girls and boys. Sometimes when I go speak to schools, I speak to boys too, that jobs don't have genders, because we need our boys young to grow up embracing that, so they'll be different, right? So that's our mission, just spreading that the gospel of the trades. And I have deemed myself one of the evangelists to do
I
that.
love
Yeah.
it. I love it. I'm just in awe of what you do with Tools and Tiaras. I think it is so inspiring, and I know you're making such a huge impact in these girls' lives. How long have you been doing Tools and Tiaras now?
I think since 2017. Yeah,
Okay,
twenty
nice.
seventeen. Yeah, definitely. And continue to be like amazed how much girls want to do this. Trust me, girls want to do this. You know,
Do
they do. Just put
yes.
the tools in their hands. They want to do it. They want to
Yes.
do it.
And it's so funny because I feel like, every once in a while I'll get like, the hater in the comments who was
Of
like,
course.
right, like you're making a big deal out of nothing. Women just aren't into this kind of work. That's
Yeah.
why there's not more women in these trades. And I'm like, no, that's not it at all. Like women would love this work
If they knew it
if
existed.
they knew it existed. Exactly.
Listen, when they come into your comments, just ignore them. I
Oh,
ignore them
totally.
because my daughter made a really good point to me years ago. She said, and just think about this, Bogie. There's people out there that actually don't like puppy videos and baby videos. Oh my gosh, they're adorably cute. So what makes you think they're gonna like everything we do? So we don't do it for them. The things that we do, the people that we want to reach, they will see it. And all those other people,
Oh yeah,
we just leave them right there. And let them just keep watching and
absolutely.
enjoy what we
Who
do.
doesn't
And
like puppy videos?
I know that's my point. They make comments on the puppy videos,
Oh my
so why
goodness.
not make
I love it.
comments on the things that we are
It's
doing?
true.
So I really
It's
that
true.
doesn't I didn't even
No,
look at that.
I
So,
just it's just so because I believe that is like a prevalent thought process that there aren't more women in the trades because women just don't want to do this kind of work. And
yeah,
my experience was I was never exposed to it when I was young. I had no idea. And if
yeah,
I hadn't like sought it out because of other random reasons and kind of
yeah,
similar to you sought it out because there was a need for it,
yeah.
but otherwise women aren't girls are generally not exposed to this kind of work, and how do you know if you're going to like it if you've never tried
Never
it?
tried it exactly, and I think that's where you come in, where I come in, and all the other tradeswomen that we follow on Instagram and stuff that are doing the work. I think it's taking it to the masses, and even where I say to people like girls don't even see a TV commercial where the auto technician is a woman, or the background, the plumber is a woman, or the electrician is a woman. They don't see that. So how are they going to know that women can do these things if they're not seeing it? Everybody
Yeah.
sees that women are lawyers, they're nurses, they're doctors. They see that, but they don't get to see images of you on television. Nobody's making amazing shows about us, or if they do a movie and there's a scene for a plumber, call me up, call Boogie up. She can do the, Fast and the Furious. You call her up. She got that. Okay, Vin Diesel, she got you with the car. And I'm saying, yeah, just bring us in, and we
I
could.
love it.
And then other girls will be like, "Oh my gosh, I could do that." Just like, just think about the effect that Wonder Woman, the one that just came out again, had on girls. Just think about the
Yeah.
effect that Black Panther had on African American
Yes.
kids seeing themselves, and just think about like Captain America. How many boys believe that they can be in the military? So but how are girls going to know that they can be a pilot if they don't know about Betsy, if they don't know about Emilia?
Right.
I mean, like, how are they going to know that they can be a plumber or a race car driver or any of those things if
Yeah.
nobody's showing us? But I feel like I
Right.
might have to talk to the universe, become a multimillionaire, start my own agency, and just do all the commercials, like the boys in the background running all the equipment, and the ladies are up front in the camera on the camera. Like, I don't know,
I
I gotta do something.
I'm down to partner with you on this
Okay,
because
good.
yes,
Something
I
like
think that's fantastic. I think we should because you're right. If she can see it, she can be it, and
yeah,
and obviously you and I are proof that like you can still be it even if you don't see it because I didn't see it, you didn't
yeah,
see it, but it was just so much harder, and there were so like far fewer of us
Yeah.
because there was no role models, there were
Yeah.
no visibility, there was no showing the art of the possible, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So
so
our mission is aligned, and all
yes,
the ones, everybody's listening to us, and you part of the trades community. Let's spin a positive light on what we do, and don't keep it on the
yeah,
bushel, and shrink yourself because people think because we in the trades we not smart enough. Be that cocky person. Remind them that your car, you need me. Your
yeah,
plumbing, you need me. You need lights
yeah,
to charge your, to see and to charge your iPhone. You need
yep.
all of that. I got you. We got you. This
Yep,
be
tradespeople
proud.
make the world go
Go
round. We
around
make the
and
world go
know
round.
that and embrace that
Mhm.
fact. And I think we got to
Yeah,
stop shrinking ourselves. A lot of them do that. I don't. I
yeah.
always remind people how important I am.
Amen to that. I think you're so right. And I think, as women in the trades too, like, no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing stuff like Judaline and I are like
Yeah.
these kind of like bigger sweeps and these bigger movements,
Yeah.
or you're just going to your job 9 to 5,
Kind of
you're
fine.
still making a
No,
difference.
seven,
You are
seven, seven
still
to seven because
seven to right,
yeah,
exactly.
right. Construction, we start early. So,
Right, yeah, that's true. That's true. But you're making a difference just by existing and
yeah.
be visible. And like Julian said, like, don't shrink yourself no
Yeah,
matter
take
what.
up
Don't shrink
space.
yourself. I love it. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of taking up space in a
Hmm.
really positive, amazing way, you have gotten some pretty incredible accolades recently,
Oh
haven't you?
yeah, I did. I did.
Yes. Yes, you did. Can you
Yeah.
talk about that?
Yes, I am one of L'Oreal's this year recipient honorees of the L'Oreal Women of Worth. Wow, I like the
That's
acronym.
huge.
it's
That's
it's it's
huge.
when I submitted and I kept on, I just wanted to represent tradeswomen. I wanted people like you and myself to be in that group, and to find out now I'm the only tradeswoman that's ever been in the 18 years of doing it.
Yeah,
It's huge
that's
for our community
insane.
that we are visible, and maybe this might be a catapult for other women and other companies to see we have an untapped resource of amazing tradeswomen. Tap into us, see us. We are here. We are building. We are working. Come on, just check us out. And a lot of us, we
Yeah.
adorably cute and we beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And we camera ready. So that was just an amazing opportunity for me as a tradeswoman to represent tradeswomen and the trades, and also
Yeah.
to put a spotlight and how important what we do for the country and our communities are. So yeah, I'm very
It's
proud of that.
huge. Congratulations. That
Thank
is huge.
you.
It's huge for the trades in general too,
Yeah.
right? It's huge for
Yeah.
women in the trades, but
Yeah.
it's huge for the trades in general because like you said, they hadn't had any tradeswomen.
No.
And we've made a lot of progress in our society, I feel like, with seeing women in more of the male dominated, traditionally male dominated jobs, in all of like the white collar world. But in
Yes.
the trades and the blue collar world, we're
No.
not seeing that as much. And then there's also this whole like societal disrespect of the trades that
Yeah.
happens, and it's seen on a different level. And it shouldn't be, because like you said, we make the world go round. So huge congratulations. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
representing and for kicking butt and just making an impact and being heard on
Yeah.
such a large level. That's so phenomenal. I'm so
Well,
proud of you.
well, thank you. Likewise, I know I love to follow. If you look at my Instagram, people that I follow, I am such a fangirl of any woman or guys who are in the trades because they're my heroes. Not that I
Yeah.
don't have celebrities, but really, you are my
Mm.
celebrities, the people in the trades. Oh yeah, definitely. Like those are the people I love to see that because it just gives me hope that people are going to start taking notice of us and
Yeah.
see us for what we bring to the communities. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's who I follow. So follow
I,
me.
I love it.
Okay, I'll follow you
Yes.
back. If you
Yes,
follow me, I follow you
absolutely.
back. And if I find
uh,
you and I think you're cool, I follow you anyway. So if you're a tradesperson and you happen to come up in my feed, I got you. I'll be following you.
yep.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. So we have like blazed through our hour like really
Yes.
quickly. I have some more questions though, and if you're okay with like going a little bit over, just a little bit over the hour, I want to be respectful of your time.
Yeah.
But so I want to know, is there anything like what's your next? Like what's your next big move that you want to make? Do we have any big things in the works that we should be looking out for?
Well, my
Or
next best big move, I think, is really I just want trades to be on a big spotlight. So I just want something magical. I'm pulling it out from the universe to happen to really spark the nation conversation about that. And the next big thing I would love is to have more and more chapters of Tools and Tiaras. So that's it. And everything else just comes when it comes. And because I still work with my tools every day as a plumber. I'm
okay,
still
so you're
working.
still working full
Oh
time as
yeah,
well.
girl
Okay,
to
so
this
you're
day.
full-time plumber. I know,
Yes.
right? So full-time, you're still plumbing. Are you with the union still?
Yeah, I'm still with the union, but now
Okay.
I work for the city of New York. I work
Okay.
for NYCHA, which is the housing authority. No, girl, I'm
Okay.
still slinging the tools. I'm still with the wrenches, still
Oh my
soldering. I
goodness.
am still doing that
So
while doing. So that's why my schedule is yeah.
where
Some nights
do
I work
you
till eight
find the
thirty. I
time?
don't know. I don't know. I just find it because like I said, I love it. So I work some
Yeah.
nights until 8:30, some nights 7:30. Most nights during the week, and Tools and Tiaras I have to squeeze it in on the weekends and
Oh my
whatever got to
goodness.
do to get the mission done. But I think that's the next best thing, like just trying to um, be more visible and just step out a little bit because I might be on Instagram, but I'm not really like so just to like
Yeah.
do a lot more in that space, the social media space for the trades, because I really want people to fall in love with all the things that we do as
I love it.
tradesmen and tradeswomen. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. And I wish all of that for you. And I know it's going to happen because
Yeah.
I've seen your fiery energy and I know that you're going to make it all happen. And on top of this, you're a mom too. So you're momming
Yeah.
it. You're working full time. You're
Yeah.
doing the nonprofit. You are Wonder Woman.
I think so.
Now your
I,
daughter went into the trades too, right?
yeah, she's a sheet metal worker. She's actually here.
I love it.
She just happened to call me and said she was coming down. So
Oh,
she's actually here this weekend. She's outside somewhere. I told her I had to
oh,
do the
awesome.
podcast, so I chased her. But she's a
Sweet.
sheet
Well,
metal worker.
tell her I'm going to come after her to be a guest on the podcast
Yes,
soon too.
definitely. She's a sheet metal worker. She's a banger. She
That's
makes
awesome.
all the noises on the job site. Yes, she's with
I
that
love it.
group. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fantastic. I love it. Okay, so I want to be respectful of your time, so I don't want to go too long. But I have a final question for you.
yeah.
We've touched on a lot of amazing pieces of advice and wisdom and motivation and inspiration. So thank you for all of that, for sharing your words. Uh, my final question is: if you had the opportunity to talk to the younger you, little baby Judaline,
Yeah.
what are your words to her?
I would tell her that she's enough. I think she didn't know that.
Mm.
She's enough. She's awesome, beautiful,
Mm.
smart, and wait till you see what's coming your way. Because she doesn't know. She's
Uh,
just that young girl who doesn't believe in herself, but she doesn't know what's coming her way. So I will tell her, buckle up. A lot of amazing things is coming her way, and I wanted to know that she's enough and she's important.
mm.
Yeah. So I would tell her that.
That is perfect. Ugh, I love that. You are incredible. I hope you like I sense that you do, but I hope you really feel the impact that you're making and how inspiring and
Yeah.
how motivational and just how truly I don't know, amazing you are. I hope you really like
I'm
get it
working on
and
it.
let it in.
It's that's what I want everybody to know. You don't, you see Denzel, you see they don't. Nobody walks around thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm amazing." The only time I feel that way, and to really be honest, is when I'm doing plumbing. I am the cockiest plumber you would know. Like, oh my gosh, I'm the best plumber in the world. But on the average, I have to start to feel that like I'm making an impact and all that. But no struggles when it comes to plumbing. I got that covered. Other areas I'm working on, sister. I'm working on it,
Fair
just like everybody
enough.
else. And you listening to
Yes.
us, please know that you are work in progress. You are on a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. Every lesson, fall, get up, 7 times, fall back, seven. Just keep on. You got this. Just keep moving, and you will. You are amazing, and you are magical. Just remember that, and you got this. Yeah,
Mm.
you got it.
I love it. What a fantastic note to end on. Judaline, thank you so much.
No, thank
So
you.
much for taking time out of your crazy busy schedule to hang out and
No,
talk with me and share your story with everybody at home. This has
no
been
worries.
fantastic.
No worries.
We
It
need
was
to
a blast.
connect more.
Yes,
We need
we
to connect
will.
more offline for
Yes,
sure.
I'll make sure Jen give you my cell phone number, my text number, and you can
Okay.
text me and stuff. But definitely, because I follow you, I see
Awesome.
what you're doing. We are
I love it.
sisters. We are doing this together.
Yes.
So
I
definitely.
love
Well,
it.
thank you for inviting me. I had fun
Absolutely.
talking to you. You're just
Pleasure.
as fun as talking to you and seeing you in your videos. So it's so cool.
I love it. All
All
right.
right,
Well,
talk to
have
you
a
soon.
fantastic evening. We'll talk soon. And folks at home, thank you guys so very much for tuning in and hanging out with us this last hour. I hope you enjoyed meeting Judaline as much as I did. She is just so incredibly inspiring and motivational, and you definitely want to make sure you go follow her. I'll have all of her links to Tools and Tiaras, to her personal contact information or her personal pages down in the links below. So make sure you go check those out. And if you know any young girls in the New York, New Jersey area, tri-state area, you can send them to her Tools and Tiaras camp and get tools in their hands. So definitely explore everything that she is doing. Once again, big thank you, our sponsors, for making this episode possible. And for now, I'm going to bid you guys a good night. Be good to yourselves. Be good to